This video, sponsored by the California Department of Education, is part of the CAASPP and ELPAC Interim Assessment video series. This video provides an introduction to the California Science Test, or CAST, interim assessments. It covers the purpose of the interim assessments and how they can be used to support teaching and learning, and it will also cover some general information about accessing the interims and related resources. The CAST interim assessments help educators gauge student progress toward mastering the skills measured by the California Next Generation Science Standards, or CAASPP. These assessments also provide educators with access to data, tools, and resources that can help improve instructional practices and help determine areas of curriculum to concentrate on. Experiencing the interim assessments also allows students to interact with question types and a testing interface that is similar to what they will experience when taking the end-of-the-year summative assessments. It also gives students the opportunity to practice using the same accessibility resources that are available on the summative assessments. Importantly, the interim assessments can be used flexibly as assessments of learning and assessments for learning. When used as assessments of learning, interim assessments are assigned after a period of learning, and the results are used to measure progress toward meeting standards at the individual and group levels. When used as assessments for learning, interim assessment questions, also called items, can be integrated into classroom instruction to support learning. Either manner of administration provides insight that can inform next steps for teachers and students. For example, an interim assessment item can be displayed for whole class learning using the interim assessment viewing system. The teacher can discuss possible ways to interact with the item displayed and provide instant feedback to students based on the classroom discussion. This helps boost student familiarity with potential test content so students can more accurately show what they know and can do. Interims are an important part of a comprehensive assessment system that includes summative assessments, interim assessments, and formative assessment resources. Those resources include tools for teachers, a website that provides resources integrating the three dimensions of the CAASPP and formative assessment practices. Each assessment type has a different scope and purpose, but when used together as part of a coherent assessment system, they provide important information that can improve student understanding of the CAASPP. At the center of this system are those resources and data that support teaching and learning. CAST interim assessments are available in grades 3 through 12. They are organized differently for elementary grades than for middle and high school grades. In elementary, the CAST interim assessments are organized by grade level performance expectations, which includes grades 3, 4, and 5. All three science domains, Earth and Space Sciences, Life Sciences, and Physical Sciences, are integrated in each elementary grade level interim assessment. In middle school and high school, the CAST interim assessments are organized by domain. There is one interim assessment for each domain in middle school and one for each in high school. As with other interim assessments, all CAST interim assessments can be administered to students in any grade to best fit the scope and sequence at your school. At all grade levels and grade band domains, the CAST interim assessments are composed of two segments, Segment A and Segment B. Segment A contains standalone items which are machine scored. There are 9 items for grades 3, 4, 5, and middle school, and 10 items for high school. Segment B for each grade contains the performance task. The performance tasks includes 4 to 6 items in each grade level and provides students the opportunity to make sense of a phenomenon using their scientific thinking, knowledge, and skills. It is made up of both machine-scored items and one constructed response item. The constructed response item will need to be hand-scored in the Teacher Hand Scoring System, THSS, before any results can be sent to the California Educator Reporting System, or CERS. CAST interim assessments are fixed-form assessments, so students will encounter the same questions if they take the same interim assessment multiple times. The results are collected and reported for local use only. Once hand scoring has been completed and submitted, The interim assessment results scale scores and performance levels are provided in the California Educator Reporting System, or CERS. In order to administer CAASPP interim assessments, educators need to be assigned a role in the Test Operations Management System, or TOMS, which will provide them with single sign-on credentials to access any necessary systems such as TOMS, the Test Administrator or TA interface, and more. If you need assistance with accessing the interim assessments, please contact your LEA CAASPP coordinator. Interim assessment questions are copyrighted and secure. They are only available to California school and district staff or any non-public school educators who teach California public school students. They are not for public use, display, or distribution, and are not permitted to be copied into third-party systems. Any use, display, or distribution of the interim assessments that results in access to individuals beyond school or district staff and students is considered a security compromise. If this occurs, immediate action should be taken to contain and limit the scope of the compromise by collecting and destroying any hard copy or electronic materials containing test content. The district coordinator should also notify their success agent, or CALTAC, as soon as possible. Please keep in mind that while the interim assessments are secure, the California Department of Education does not require a signed security affidavit to access and use them. However, LEAs are encouraged to establish local security requirements to protect the integrity of these assessments. Thank you for viewing this video on the CAASPP interim assessments. For more information and to view the other videos in this series, please visit bit.ly/IA video series. This video was brought to you by the California Department of Education.